What's up, guys? It's Sam here, and I wanted to talk quickly about the aggregation of marginal gains or compounding. And I put it in monetary terms here because I feel like that's easier to grasp than the aggregation of marginal gains from a psychological standpoint, in terms of you making personal growth gains versus, hey, I made $6, now I made $8. Like the $6 versus $8 sometimes is easier for people to grasp than you making mental progress in terms of how you think about things and the movement of yourself going forward. So I put it in monetary terms, but this applies to, say, if you were applying the same concept to your life in, what, say, relationships or your productivity at work or a sport or the gym or anything, this will apply. And it's very convenient that I had this idea because today happens to be January 1st, 2019. So Happy New Year's! And this is the first time you're here. Make sure you press that red button that says subscribe, as well as that bell notification, because that bell notification is kind of like Santa. Every day, son, notifies you when I post a video. Just like Santa would. He gives you a gift every single day, but it's YouTube. So, I guess it's still red though, right? Red and white is YouTube. Santa's red and white. Anyways, off topic. So I wanted to talk about the budget, right? Like, so you could do this while working. First of all, I want to lay the foundation. You got to know what you fucking want, right? If you're 100% happy with where you are in life, you know what I mean? Then maybe you don't need to watch this video, and maybe you should go watch cat videos or whatever the case is. I'm being facetious, but this, like, if you want more and you're not happy, or starting your own thing sounds slightly interesting to you, then maybe you should watch this. And I wanted to illustrate a little bit about a budget first. So if you had a budget, so this is very similar to my budget, right? I only need slightly, and I could cut this down even more. This is me having money in here to play with and whatnot. $2,200 a month. Like, well, you'd be like, I can't live off that. You can. Like, how much money do you waste on dumbass fucking shit that you don't need? Like, you can. You just have to have a purpose. So that's how I get to saving 65% of what I make, right? Because I don't need a fucking lot of money. And I still have plenty of money to buy shit all the time. Anything that I want to purchase, I purchase. And if you watch my last video, I went on vacation 12 times last year. And I'm still saving I'm saving more money now than it was at the beginning of 2018. So it's possible. You just have to have a purpose and understand what's important to you. That's why I started with that self-awareness. You have to know what you want. So if you wanted to, say, for example, make more money, right? So $2,200, right? You've got, and just go through and do a budget. If you've never done a budget before and you want me to show you how I do mine, press that like button or leave me a comment below. I'm happy to do one on a budget. It's super simple, but like, I do mine differently. Maybe I'll explain it so it makes sense. Like, maybe you just need somebody to call you a fucking dumbass to put your shit together and understand what's important to you. Like, I don't know. But I just think, like, living more passionately and purposefully is much more meaningful, at least for me. And I think it would be very valuable for other people to see, hopefully. Maybe it's not, but anyways. Okay, so $2,200, like, that pays the bills, right? You work 40 hours a week. I work 40 to 45-ish hours per week. I moved strategically about 2 minutes and 50 seconds away from where I work. It doesn't matter to me. If you want something, again, the foundation of this is understanding what you want, right? I don't want to spend a lot of time driving. I don't care where I'm living. My time is more valuable to me to work on my shit, to do me. I don't want to spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour driving for work. That's time I'm losing and that work is getting, which is not, it's not like a zero-sum game. I just don't want to. That's a controllable thing. And so I moved just very, very close to where I was going to work. So I don't have far to drive to work. So I'm working, 45 hours a week roughly, if you include, say, driving and maybe staying late a little bit. Not much. Excuse me. Then, now hypothetically, say if you wanted to create your own thing, assuming you understood what you want. You get a job at McDonald's anywhere to cover your bills, $2,200. Pick your fucking number. Go through your housing, your food, your insurance, your phone, your utilities, and understand where your fucking money's going. And then you're like, wow, holy fuck, I spent $1,100 on food and eating out. So maybe you can change your lifestyle. Remember, it's predicated on understanding what you fucking want. So if you're going out to eat all the time and other things, and you're like, actually, I can get more value from doing whatever it is that you actually want to do versus going out to eat, then maybe that is a time for you to have that dialogue mentally to change the way you live your life, if it's important to you. Okay, sorry, enough of that, getting into the video. So assume it's January 1st, 2019, right? You're going to start your own thing. You have yours, my number is like $2,200, yours is whatever, $3,000. You believe it's $3,000 based on your lifestyle, your kids, or whatever the case is. I get it, I understand it, it still fucking works. Okay, so you decide to start something, you make your $5 in your first week, right? So you could go buy shit at the store and sell it online. You could go, do a job for somebody for $5. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, right? And that's the baseline. And then we're going to assume you can get a 10% growth rate week over week, right? Because it doesn't take a lot to grow 50 cents. So next week you make $5.50. You think that's possible? I think it's possible. I didn't do anything crazy, and I'm going to show you the spreadsheet. It doesn't take a lot. And this is why I want to show you this, so you can do this for yourself. It's the beginning of the year. You just have to be committed. That's why it's the aggregation of those marginal gains. It's fucking tremendous. Think about compounding when you talk about retirement. It's that, but it's your fucking life, and the ROI is tremendous. Watch some of the other videos. It's fucking crazy. Okay, so week 1, you're at $5. At the week 2, you're $5.50, etc., etc., etc. By the end of February, you've made $67.90. So this is like, side hustle. This is what you're doing like a couple hours a night, right? If you have a family and you have kids, I understand that. I still believe it's predicated on you doing you. If you are happier as a human being, you're going to be better in a relationship. You're going to treat your kids better or be more fulfilled in that and be more engaged and present, right? Do you think your kids are not smart and realize that their dad is like not fucking happy with his life because he comes home and sits on the couch and fucking watches TV and just drinks beer? Like, your kids are fucking smart, dude. Like, I don't know what you don't get. Put purpose behind what you're doing. Okay, so 60 days in, you have to have the resolve to continue going. You've made $68 fucking dollars, right? So let me show you this. Here we go. This is a 10% growth rate, and you made $68 at the end of February, right? So you have to have the resolve to stick with it, right? If it's what you want, then stick with it. The other things will come. If you do it for the money, it's not going to work. But you can also know deep down that shit does, like, that's going to come, right? Okay. Now, at the 6-month mark, right? So you've been doing this for 180 days, right? You come home from work and you spend an hour a day. And then on the weekends, you spend 3 hours, right? Like, I understand if you have to do shit with your family. Get up earlier, right? Like, understand, have that dialogue, have those conversations with your spouse. Like, your life, your happiness, and your fulfillment is going to, if you can be more fulfilled in life, like, that's going to benefit you ultimately, which is fantastic, because I think being more happy and more fulfilled in life is a great thing for me personally, so I think it's good for other people as well. So have that conversation, right? And you might not be able to do it crazily at the beginning, but keep doing it. And this is where every single week you make a little bit of progress in terms of, like, how did I make that first $5? Okay, well, how did I get to the next one? How did I get to the next one? How did I get to the next one? Every single week you're going to force yourself to learn something new. And these are going to compound on top of each other. That's why I say the aggregation of these little tiny marginal gains, right? Like the end of February, in that week, you made $11. Like $11. What the fuck is that going to do for you, you think, right? I'm putting in, at a minimum, like 7 to 14 hours a week towards your side hustle, and you made $11 and you're 60 days in. Stick with it. Stick with it. Okay, stay with it. Okay, now, so 6 months in, for the month of June, you've only made $200, right? Okay, so this is here for the month of June. I'll show you right here. We've got, for the month of June, we have this, $190. So you made $200 in the month of June. Okay, you're like, now it's kind of getting interesting, right? Like, you can go out to a nice dinner with $200. Stick with it, right? It's been 6 months. Put yourself in that mindset, right? You've been doing this for 183 days, 182 days. Like, you have to have that resolve to stay with it. But remember, it's predicated on what you want. So if you do this just for the money, you're gonna fail because you're not gonna stick with it. Look at the rest of your life. It's what it is. How many times have you done something like that and you did it for the other reason and you didn't fucking succeed? It's the same fucking thing. Okay, now it's been 52 fucking weeks, right? It's the end of 2019. And you've been putting in a little bit of work every single week. Every single day, you're putting in that hour, 30 minutes every single day, 7 days a week. I don't give a fuck if it's football season, if it's a birthday, if you're on vacation, if you're doing anything else. If this is what you want, you gotta focus and you have to put in the work. It doesn't take that much at all. It takes some patience and putting in a little bit of work every day. At the end of 52 weeks, the cumulative amount, that's the aggregation of all of the money you made for the entire year of 2019 from whatever you decide your side hustle is. And if you don't know what to do as a side hustle, fucking sell a t-shirt. You can get your first $5, right? Then sell some other shit that you don't fucking need and go through that process. Literally, if you just did this every single week, every fucking week, day in and day out, you'll have a side hustle by the end of 2019 that you enjoy doing. Okay? At the end of 52 weeks, you made $7,800. You put in over 365 hours, and you have $7,800 to show for it. And so if you just put in 1 hour per day, just 1 hour per day, right? 1 hour per day, 7 days a week for the last 365 days, that's $21.27 per hour. Okay? And you know that the second half of the year, it's actually probably like $33 an hour. Because at the beginning, you put in 7 hours for the entire week in week 1 of January, like today, and you made $5. So you made 14 cents an hour, or whatever it is, okay? So at the end, you're making 21. And for the last week of 2019, you made $710. So on a monthly basis, that's over $2,800. Now, let's recap, right? My monthly expenses, like, I don't need a lot of fucking money to live. I need about $2,200. In 1 year, in 52 weeks, I created a side hustle that allows me to quit working for somebody else for the rest of my life. It's that simple. It's really that simple. And when you go all in on it, once you actually grasp that, once you actually do that, 10% growth rate, I honestly believe you'll blow those numbers away. But you have to understand what it is that you want and have the resolve to stay with it. Okay? Have that resolve. So if you know something's coming up, right? You know something's coming up this Saturday or Sunday, right? And you're going to have to work 10 hours at work. And then you have to go out to dinner or fucking some other shit. Or somebody in your family gets sick, right? Like, that shit happens. And you have to go to the hospital and an emergency happens, right? Make it up. So then the next day, or whatever. If it's something you can plan for, schedule 15 minutes extra every single day before that for the, you know what I mean? If you know that you can't get your hour in on a Friday for whatever excuse you want to tell yourself, right? Then for the 4 days before Friday, add in 15 additional minutes per day towards your side hustle. Okay? Or like, you're like, I'm going to go on vacation and I really don't want to do this on vacation. Well, first of all, you have to understand what you want, right? Like, if you want, then you're going to do it on vacation, period, across the board. So, assuming you're like, want it, but you really don't want to put in a lot of effort. So you're like, I'm going to go on vacation for 7 days and I'm not going to put in the work for this. Again, that's predicated on what you want. So if you really want to do it, you'll do it on fucking vacation. Assuming you don't want to do it on vacation for whatever excuse you want to tell yourself, then you have 7 hours at a minimum to make up, right? So plan a month in advance and do 15 minutes every fucking day extra. Like, so every week you do 15 minutes extra every single day, so that way you're caught up. Put it into a spreadsheet. If you need help putting together a spreadsheet, Google it or DM me on Instagram. It'll be the first link in the description, and I'll help you fucking set up a spreadsheet. It's not that hard. So you're making $2,800 a month from your side hustle that you're working 7 hours a week at. Right? Sounds pretty good to me. Right? $2,800 a month that you're doing 30 hours a week or whatever the case is. 30 hours a month, right? 4 weeks times 7 hours per week. 38. You're doing 28 hours a month for $2,800. I don't know. You tell me, is it worth it? Is it worth it? And then you can quit your fucking job that you're probably not happy with because you're not chasing what you want in life. Anyways, it's got a little bit more serious than I was expecting, but hopefully it was helpful. If it was, make sure you smash that like button. It tells YouTube to put this video in front of other people that might find value in it. Also, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. I put content out like this and many other forms of content. So check out the channel, subscribe, and you'll be able to stay abreast of the other type of stuff I'm putting out. If there's any way I can help, let me know down below in the comments or shoot me a message on Instagram. Hope you guys enjoy your New Year's, and thank you so much for watching. Peace.